So you know when you're trying to get ready to make a YouTube video and you set all your stuff up, you're getting it all laid out, getting ready, and then somebody thinks that, oh, this is for me. She must have laid all this out for me. Is that right, Mr. Spooky? Did I put this out for you? Did you think, oh, that looks like a comfy folder? Obviously. But isn't he sweet? He's called Spook. Hello, Mr. Spooky. You hear him purring? Hiya everybody, it's Hayes. I've got you together today to show you some stuff about how I applied for weight loss surgery and the courses that I did and the folder that I got together of evidence. So, come with me. I've kicked my cat off the table now. So, this is some of the stuff I got together. First of all, the most important part, crazy cat jumping on the beanbag. The most important part is this. This is my folder of evidence. I'll take you in the light. So, this folder basically has everything in it to show what I've been through in the last 3 to 4 years in the journey building up to bariatric surgery. I downloaded this form off the internet actually, because it was the actual document that I needed that my doctor was going to give me anyway. So I got a head start because it's quite interesting, because usually they have to put down all the criteria that they require in order to put you forward for surgery. So it was a good way to have a look and tick things off, say like, oh, I've done that, haven't done the other bit. So yeah, this was the starting place. It has changed now, so I don't know if it'll be a similar one for you where you are, but it's always worth a Google search. So this is my folder of evidence, and I'll take you through what's in there. First though, I'm going to show you these. These are my food diaries, well 3 of them, from these years. There were more that I submitted all together because you have to have proof for everything. So in these diaries I was able to prove that I'd been trying to lose weight for many, many years and I'd done a lot of work on it. So these diaries have things such as meal plans and actual cataloguing of the meals that I had every day for the last 3 or 4 years. So, but it helps. It helps when you send it off. The more stuff you send, the better. So, folder of evidence. Page 1 was quite an important one. It's basically a table which states absolutely everything I've done since January 2009 in order to lose weight. So I've got the date started in this column, date finished, so that if I was on a course or something I would have all that information. Action taken. I've got all the different things that I've done. Regularity, daily, weekly, fortnightly, that kind of stuff. Specialist, so they've got the contact for exactly who I saw at the time. The effect that these things had on my weight. And then in this column, it's the evidence. So it's all the appendixes, like the black A4 book and pink A4 book for my food diaries and things like that. So you can go, the GP or the panel that's deciding can have a look what they want to find. Okay, they want to find some proof of having counselling. They've got the date of that. They know how often it was. They know who did it. My weight, the highest and lowest, and where to find that in the folder. And they really like that kind of information. They really like having something solid they can look at, and it carries on the back. To go with that is the only thing that I actually needed to amend. When they sent the folder back to me, well actually my GP did, I think, I forget, when they sent the folder back to me, they wanted to see how all of these things I did correlated with my weight. So whether going to counselling made me lose weight or gain weight, whether attending some sort of support group made me lose weight, gain weight, all that kind of stuff. They want to see how these things have affected your weight over the years. So the next thing that I did for them was this graph with some help from my computer savvy friends and family. So I've got here the corresponding weight fluctuations. So I've got January 2009 to April 2012 because that's when I sent my folder off. And over here I've got the stones and a graph to say minimum and maximum weight. And all of these things correspond to the dates of different things that I've done in my evidence folder. And the general gist is that the more I try and lose weight, the more I put it on. So, yeah. So what I've got in here is everything I could find basically that is evidence of trying to lose weight. My husband got me a Wii board and the Wii Fit years and years ago when it was new, and that actually acts as evidence of my weight, and it tracks it right back from 2009 all the way up. And so, as silly as it seems, I printed out all these graphs and they're documents of my weight loss and gain over the years, and that helps. Appendix 2, I've got, what's this? That's me joining Overeaters Anonymous. That's a journal that I kept of that day. Again, it's just evidence of what I was doing, how I was feeling, how I approached it, and the fact that I was trying. And each of these appendix go with one of the things at the beginning. This is a journal about starting the support group with the charity called I Eat. I've got here evidence of having counselling sessions and nutritional support sessions. They actually came in really useful for showing that I'd been trying for a long time, because I had kind of been doing it without my doctor's help. I'd been doing it off my own back. So being able to contact the charity that I'd been with and say, could you please write me a cover letter to just say what I've been doing, actually was really helpful, and they took that into account. Otherwise I would have had to have proven even more years of things and efforts. Appendix 7. This was about having hypnosis, trying to have somebody help me with hypnosis for eating disordered behaviour. And this is journaling about that experience. I also had a consultation with a nutritionist and a specialist doctor who wrote their reports for me. Everything you can find, put it in your folder, write it down, make it count. It really does help just to have as much as you can. Appendix 8, what we got. This is proof of my medical conditions, because they always want to know if you've got any other comorbidities or things that would be helped or hindered by having bariatric surgery. So this is proof of my fibromyalgia and how it affects me from a specialist. This one, again, I mentioned bariatric surgery with my specialist, and I got him to write it in the form. So it says all the stuff there about wanting to apply for it, and of course that's dated, and it shows that it's been something talked about and supported by different specialists. This is an online blog that I kept for a couple of years, and I managed to just save the entries, print them out, and that then qualifies as showing what I was doing at that time to aid in my weight loss. My Fitness Pal, absolutely free, brilliant app. You can get it on the computer, on any of your mobile devices. I'll put the link in the box. It tracks, you can put in all of your exercise, all of your food and calories for the day. And again, it's evidence. It's evidence of showing that you are trying, and it's got dates, and it's got facts and figures, and it's not disputable. What we got? Being referred to a dietitian. Oh, going to the Way Aware group at the hospital. That was a recommendation when I wanted to go for surgery. They said that I have to do this course at the hospital, so I did that for a couple of months. And what's this? Oh, this is CBT. So they sent me on a cognitive behavioural therapy course to help work on issues with eating disordered behaviour. I've had eating disordered behaviour for most of my life. A lot of food issues for me are around emotions, feelings and urges, that kind of thing. So this is the book that we used in CBT. It's actually really good. A lot of it, you know, is quite common sense and stuff, but it does definitely help. Ooh, my husband's just come out of the bathroom. I'm going to spy on him. Ah, naked monster! Follow him, follow him, follow him. So, CBT. We basically did lots of things about the way that your mind works, the thoughts that you have. These are some of the worksheets about the way that you think, and it kind of breaks things down into mountains and molehills, emotional reasoning. It breaks things down so that you don't think you're actually going crazy. And it helps you like get a handle on what you're feeling and why. Is it rational? Does it make sense? Is it a response that you're not in control of? And these are just some of the worksheets distinguishing situations, moods and thoughts. And to be honest, when I started it, I thought it was all a bit, condescending. It was a bit like, oh, come on, you're going to make me go back into trying to figure out my thoughts and feelings. But you know what? Sometimes it is good to go back. It's good to kind of pick things apart and realise, cognitive restructuring, realise that what you're thinking and going through does make sense. Hello. You gone for shorts. It does make sense. It's just, in today's crazy mixed up world, it all gets tied up in knots and overwhelming. So CBT was useful for me. So once I got all my folders together and I'd gone on this course and done everything that was asked of me, I sent off my folder of evidence, which you've seen, along with food diaries. So I took this whole thing into my GP, all of that, and they looked at me like I was crazy. And I got them to send it off to the Primary Care Trust, which is how it used to be done, but it's not anymore, unfortunately. And they came back with a letter which said, historically or classically, we would have sent somebody like you through to have surgery, but now we require you to do a 6-month course, which is a tier 3 course. And I was like, what? You want me to go on another course? After all the courses I've already done, after all this evidence, all this stuff I've already done, you want me to go on another course? And I'll be honest, I was pissed off. I was really pissed off. I was like, what is going to be the difference of this course over every other course? I tried to fight it. I was like, I don't need your course. And they were like, well, if you want to go ahead, then you need to do the course because we just won't accept you otherwise. So I did the course. It was actually quite good, annoyingly. It took me a while to settle in. It was a 6-month course, and for the first 2.5 months, I was a bitch. I was an arse. I sat there, I moaned, I grumped, I had stroppy fits, and I was like, well, look, you put me on this course, and I've put weight on. Ha! Look, your course is shit. And then came a moment when I was like, okay, if I don't actually do this, that's it, I'm out of options. That's my whole bariatric-ness out the window. And I kind of realised that it was now or never, it was this, or I either had to do it and really do it, or I had to accept the fact that I was going to be like this for the rest of my life, which wasn't something I wanted. So I did it. So the last folder I have of evidence is from my 6-month Way Ahead Tier 3 course. Now apparently the Tier 3 thing is just about how they manage things in this county. Tier 1, 2, 3 and 4. Tier 1 is your basic oh, think you might want to lose weight. Tier 4 is let's send you off for surgery. So obviously I've been through tier 1, 2 and 3. Well, this is tier 3. And now I'm on to tier 4 with the surgery. What I had to do was go to weekly meetings. It was multidisciplinary. So I had to see a nutritionist. And I had to make up meal plans. And I made up some of my own logs because you have to keep a food diary. So I kept a food log for the different sections of the day, but also I put thoughts, feelings and emotions in that column. I made this up because I felt like for me there's a distinguished link between how I'm feeling, what I'm doing and how I react with food. So that for me was useful, and I literally have the entire 6 months, every day, day in, day out, of food logs. And that really did help me identify some patterns, and it did help me identify all sorts of things, like the fact that I was actually hypoglycemic, which I didn't know. And each time I would meet, I would do a weekly sheet where I have to see what I did well on this week, so like portion sizes, meal planning, measuring and decision making. What I did not do so well on, I obviously had a binge that week. The flare is referring to a fibromyalgia flare where I was feeling really bad. And obviously I wasn't keeping very positive. Like I said, this was at the beginning when I was not too keen on the whole process. The further through you go, the more of a model student I become. I was really chuffed that I lost weight over Christmas. Apparently I was one of the only people. And I was like, yeah, get me. And I started putting shiny stars on my pages because I like shiny stars. The other thing that they did on the tier 3 program with the multidisciplinary, I had the nurse, the nutritionist that I saw each time. They also had a psychologist that I would see to talk about any issues, which I actually found really helpful, even though I've probably seen about 9 different psychologists and therapists in my journey with food. This one actually, she was good. She worked out for me. I was able to go to her when things could have gone either way, when you think this is either going to go tits up or I'm going to succeed. And she actually really helped with that. So there was her, and I also had to see somebody for exercise so that they could make sure that I was trying to do as much of that as possible, which isn't very much for me because I'm quite immobile with my fibro. Who else was there? And the doctor? There was a couple, I forget. Basically, there was loads of people in a team all at once trying to get on this thing. So basically, I managed to succeed with that course. I lost the required amount of weight. I think that's about 1.5 stone. I don't know what that is in pounds because I'm not American or good with numbers. £24. £24, I have been informed by my husband with the brain. I was really nervous. I was worried that I hadn't completed it, that I hadn't done everything they wanted me to, but they were really pleased with it and they recommended me then for the surgery. And as soon as that got going, things sped up nice and fast. So after that, which finished this February and it's now the end of April, it went back to the primary care trust. They said, excellent, we're pleased she's finished the course, who then sent it to the GP saying, send it to the specialist. And of course I went to the specialist, the surgeon, on Tuesday, and that's us all up to date. Obviously I haven't told you my whole life history, but my issues with food started when I was 6, but we'll leave that there for today. So I know that's a lot of information. If you've got any questions, if you want to see anything in more depth, or you just want to tell me not to talk so much in future, that's fine. I'm going to put links to really useful websites and things that I found useful down below, and I'll do that in another video as well. I'll give you some information on all the online content that I found helpful, if you think that's something that would help you. Phew, that's a lot of stuff. Thanks for hanging in there. Sorry I talk so much. Have a good day. Bye.